Oh, well, now Fitch Ratings has affirmed the long-term issuer default ratings of Zenith Bank, First Bank, UBA, GT Bank, Access Bank, Diamond Bank and Fidelity Bank, and the long-term national ratings of Stanbic IBTC. Well, however, the ratings agency downgraded Union Bank's long-term rating, reflecting, in their opinion, the bank's systemic importance relative to its peers. Well, I will be speaking with Maheen Disaniyaki, the Director, Financial Instruction Group of Fitch. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Maheen. Well, let's start with the downgrade of long-term's IDR of Union Bank owing to its perceived lower systemic importance post-restructuring. Well, can you talk us through that? Now, how does this impact on the bank?
Well, the bank has, as you know, the bank is one of the banks that was rescued following the crisis of 2008-2009. Well, post-crisis and intervention by AMCON, the bank has shrunk in size. I mean, if you look at the size of the deposit base, it's come down by about half by 2012. So we believe that in terms of its systemic importance, it's below than what it was in the past. So therefore, its support rating floor has been downgraded a notch, which has led to its long-term foreign currency issuer default rating coming down a notch as well.
All right. Now, does this mean that smaller banks are, more vulnerable in the Nigerian economy or Nigerian space?
Well, the larger banks have the benefit of their strong franchises. They've got a larger share of business from the real economy, large deposit bases, networks, good management teams, good strategies, whereas the smaller banks are really trying to catch up. They are therefore looking at faster growth, and you can see in 2012 some banks grew faster than others, and typically it was the smaller banks that were growing faster.
All right. Now, the long-term IDRs of FBN, UBA, Diamond, Fidelity and Union, are driven by Fitch's perceived level of support from the Nigerian authorities. Now, that's if it's required. But its ability to support is constrained by Nigeria's sovereign IDR of BB-. Now, how strong is the level of support from the government?
Well, the support from the government is very strong. There's a strong propensity to support, and we saw that since the crisis when AMCON was formed. CBN provided various support measures and strong leadership to resolve the crisis and to bring some sort of stability to the banking sector. So the propensity to support is extremely high. The ability to support, as you correctly pointed out, is limited by Nigeria's sovereign rating of BB-. All
right. Now, why does Fitch consider First Bank of Nigeria, Zenith and UBA to be the most systemic banks?
That's right. In our view, they're the most systemically important banks in Nigeria, given their market share, strong and resilient franchises, and role that they play in the real economy.
All right, then. Well, just before you go, just a quick one in a nutshell. Now, according to the report of all banks, viability ratings are sensitive to material weakening of core capitalization from current level, possibly by aggressive loan growth exceeding retained earnings over time and generous dividend process. What's your advice on this?
Well, the banks have to maintain high capital ratios. The level, it really depends on the bank. We believe that current levels of capital are adequate given the bank's sensitivity to domestic shocks, concentration risk in loan books. So high capital ratios are required for the banks in Nigeria. And any banks that run down capital could see their standalone viability ratings being negatively impacted.
All right, then. Well, thank you very much, because we're going to have to end it there at this point. Well, I've been speaking with Maheen Disaniyaki. He's the Director, Financial Institution Group at Fitch.